Alright, what's up gamers? PanCook here. Back. I know we haven't done hypixel in a hot minute. Things are changing, of course, and I feel like I'll talk about it at some point, but since it's almost Halloween season, I wanted to get into a spooky topic. School! Ooh, yes. Jump scare. I know, I should play like 18 million, like, Inception Vine booms when I say that. School! See, wasn't that spooky? I know. It was very scary. But basically, I'm trying to sign up for college right now, and I just applied to get my transcript from high school, and I really haven't known what my GPA was for, like, years. I just hoped it was above 3.5. For what? I don't even know. I don't know what I was looking for. But it turns out it wasn't! I was able to look back on a lot of classes I forgot I took and just, you know, torture, and I was like, wow. There's a- wait, oh shoot. I almost just died. What the heck? I was able to reflect on some things that I haven't remembered for a while about school, more than I'd like to remember, but if we looked at my transcript, you can kind of see where the fall from grace started, because my junior year, for you know, people who don't know what that is, that's your 11th year of school. So in my 11th year, basically, you can just see my grades all just like drop, and everything just gets more difficult, and you know where it was? It was in math! Math was like my worst course that I ever took. Math was the worst for me. People always ask, oh, what was your favorite class and stuff? Like, what were you really good at? And people say, oh, math, science, English, history, you know, the core four. I was terrible at the core four. I hated them all respectively. I didn't like English for a while, but then math took its place, and then I've never been good at science, and then history. Are you serious? I never liked any of the core four classes. The one that I always was kind of into was Spanish, though. Spanish was the only class that I really ever enjoyed, and you might be like, well, PanCook, if you enjoyed it so much, why didn't you take, like, the advanced course that they offered your senior year? Why did you quit Spanish? Well, it was because I had a lot going on, and Spanish is difficult, and I had already gotten my syllabi literacy. I was done. I was checked out. There was not much left to do besides keeping that class as just a refresher, you know? So I just decided to take an extra hour out of my school day, and I don't regret it, but I do wonder sometimes, like, what could have come out of it. I don't really know. I had a friend on the inside, my best friend, she was still taking that class, and she said she really didn't learn anything new, so. Guys, we went over the drug unit. I think we went over plenty of important stuff. Yes, that's right. My, what was it? Level 4 Spanish, my third year in high school taking Spanish, we went over the drug unit. That was the big pull. We got to learn all the names for drugs in Spanish. I don't remember a lot, just the cognates. And if you don't know what a cognate is, it's basically a word that sounds similar in both languages. Like, if I asked you to translate animales, I said it really bad, I'm so sorry. Imagine if I said, translate animales to English. I feel like you would know what I'm trying to say, because it's such a similar word to English. It's animals, right? That's a cognate. So the ones that I really remember is just cognates, because they're so easy to remember. When it's its own word, that's when you kind of lose me. I always liked Spanish. See, you see how I can talk about Spanish? Because I really liked it. I really enjoyed taking it. English, chemistry, world history, get out of my face. I really didn't like school, but I still graduated with like a 3.59 weighted GPA, so you tell me, you know? And I will say, looking over my transcript, I did pretty decent on the surface, but I did have 1D and 1C on my entire report card for all of high school. And you wanna know what that one class was? It was one class. It was Honors Algebra 2. That's the one class that I did not excel in at all. I almost failed. I was on the cusp of failing that class, and the teacher was being generous on the last day of school. She just bumped my grade for like no specific reason, and I was so grateful for it. Get me up here. Hello? No. Hey. I probably... Wait. It's a 1v1. Oh, I gotta stop sprinting. Oh, we did it. You know, that felt like pay to win. I shouldn't have been jumping for that long. So when you look back at a grade like that, you see all A's and B's, and then 1D and 1C on your report card, and it's from the same class. You feel disappointed. You look back and you reflect and you say, wow, how could you have fumbled the ball? You were an AB student. Like, how did you fumble that? But honestly, oh my god, it's 9-6! I don't blame myself for getting a bad grade. I was going through a lot my junior year. I was struggling. I was in the sewers. I was in the depths. I was struggling very bad. Like, I don't know if I've talked about this yet, and I probably won't go into too many details, but let's just say my junior year, we had a fall break, the first break in the school year, and I just sat in my room and stared at the wall for 2 weeks. So that tells you where I was. I would have friends call me on the phone. Hey, you want to talk? No, don't talk to me. No one was allowed to contact me. So it makes sense, right? I know the context. What? Oh. I lost my train of thought. That kind of jump-started my brain. I'd forgotten everything that I've ever known. Who am I? No, I'm not funny. Sorry. The thing is, colleges don't know that, so when they look at your thing and they're like, you really want to sign up for the honors scholarship and you had a D in math? It's like, well, what can I really say? You know, there's people who lose all their limbs, and you know those people? Usually they're at their, like, the valedictorian or something, salutatorian, and like they're up there talking about their great accomplishments in high school, and they had like a 4.99 GPA, and they're like, yeah, so in the middle of the school year, my pet hamster like rolled over and it was really traumatic. It's like, all right, like these people go through severe trauma and they get 132% on their pop quiz. It's like, all right, I have no excuse. I calculated it. I graduated top 45%, I think. So, hey, that's like above average. Wait, top 45? I don't know. I outranked 55% of my class. So I'm the definition of just barely mid, you know? And I think that describes everything I do perfectly. So honestly, I'll take it. I've had to do a lot of reflection recently because I'm trying to get into college and whatnot, and I have to, you know, go through my hobbies, my old school stuff, and it's not fun, you know? I'm just trying to move on with life, but you have to look into the past before you look into the future. That's not even like a deep saying. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just sad. I remember telling you guys a while back, I was being forced to go to a kindergarten reunion. I was forced to go back to my old primary school and meet with people and teachers from primary school, and I don't even know, I can't express into words how terrible I felt being there. I don't know, something wasn't something wasn't clicking. Was he gonna kill me? That was an attempted murder on my part, and then he just kind of missed and pretended like it didn't happen. Well, it happened, buddy, and you're 6 feet under. Someone invited me to go to my high school reunion. I declined because really, think about it. When you're a kid, you think about it and you go, wow, I can't wait to see all these people grown up. Now you have social media for that, and I don't even have social media because the main reason I don't have it is because I really don't care what people are up to. I don't want people knowing what I'm up to, and I don't care what other people are up to. I know people, like family, for example, you don't tell them this stuff, and then they ask you, hey, how's so-and-so, and you haven't talked to said so-and-so in like 4 years, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I have no clue what they're up to, and I frankly don't care. The people I will care about is the people that care to ask about me. That's who I will communicate with, and that's why I have no friends. I'm just playing. I'm sorry. I do have friends. It's been a fluctuating business, and that's another thing I had to reflect on, because you have to put yourself back into that space. Welcome back to high school, aka hell, and this is what it was like, and you have to remember that you said and went through terrible things, and it's like, thanks for reminding me, brain. Those are the things I try to forget. It's why I low-key think I have cognitive recall problems. I have problems recalling information because my brain is just so used to knocking information out that when someone's like, hey, what's your name, I have to think about it for a second. Like, wait. All I'm saying is, it's not fun reliving the old days, but it was necessary to look back so I could look into my future to remind myself, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't like how that turned out. You learn from your mistakes and your past experiences, so that's something good that comes out of a little shady past. Hello there. I think this is just gonna be a short episode for you guys today. Things are changing. I'll let you know what's been going on, because obviously this is a little weird video, right? But I just wanted to talk about that. You know, I realized I had to reflect on school, and maybe some of the stuff I said relates to you guys, and maybe you can learn a thing or two from what I said. I don't know, I'm some rambling old lady on the internet, whatever, you know? See you guys in the next episode of Hypixel. Bye-bye.